Stay classy, Golden Eagles. This is going to be the first video in our new writing unit that we're going to start up here. There's going to be another video that goes along with it, and I'm going to ask you guys to have this video up and then go to another video and then come back to this one, if that makes sense. So we're going to switch it up and we're going to move on to functional writing, okay? So over the next 2 weeks, you guys are going to be working on functional writing, and functional writing helps people to do things. Example, get from one place to another, complete everyday tasks, to understand what's going on around them. Functional texts are things that we encounter a lot in life. And you may not know or may not know right now, but those are functional texts, okay? We've talked a little bit about functional texts at the beginning of the year, but now we're going to be a little bit more specific and focused on that. And so functional text is going to be our goal and our focus for the next 2 weeks. Now, obviously you guys don't have partners to talk to. Just think about what's an example of a functional text. Remember, a functional text is something that tells you how to do something, get to somewhere, or how to do something, okay? Give you just a minute, go ahead and hit pause and then think about it for a second. Well, I bet you guys took some time, or I hope you guys took some time to think about some functional tests. One of the ones that I always think about is a menu. If you're at a restaurant, you have no idea what they're offering to eat. You get the menu from the waitress or the waiter, and then you see, oh, cool, they got Philly cheesesteak sandwiches or whatever the case may be. Another thing, an example is directions that Mr. Holder and myself may give you on how to do a specific thing. It could be, hey, we need you to be working on this. This is the steps that I want you to do for your reading journal. It may be something from Mrs. Albright that you're getting right now. Hey, this is the yoga move and this is how you get into that particular yoga stance, okay? Functional texts are all around us. It could be a bus map. It could be a schedule for baseball games. It could be directions to a park. It could be anything such like that. Functional texts are all around us, okay? So we're going to go ahead, and I want you to think about this for a quick second. What do you know how to make to eat? What's something that if you're home by yourself, mom and dad are grocery shopping or whatever the case may be, and you're like, man, I'm hungry, I need to go ahead and go make something. What's something that you know that you can make to eat that you're like, that's always my one that I go to? Or just something that you know how to make in general. Take a second and think about it. Hit pause. Okay, so here's my question. Most all of us, I'm assuming, know how to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Now, if you were going to write directions on how, if you were going to write down on a piece of paper or type it up on a computer directions to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, what would you write? Okay, now this is always one of Mr. Holden, my favorites activities for the year, so we're actually really disappointed that we don't get to do this for you. But I'm going to go ahead and ask you to pause the video. It's about 3 minutes right now in our video. There's going to be another video below this one that is titled, let me double check on that, the exact instructions on how to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. It's about like a 6-ish minute video. It's actually really quite comical. It's really enjoyable, and it's really what Mr. Holt and myself would have done in a lesson with you guys. So go ahead and hit pause on this video, click back to the other one. If you can't get right back to this spot, remember we're at about 3.5 minutes. 3.5 minutes, okay? So go ahead and hit pause and continue on that. Okay, what'd you guys think about that video? Now, the dad, for one, just like Mr. Holt and I would have done, he's being very dramatic. He's being very specific, right? Okay, you know, he wants his kids to do and say in their instructions, in their directions, be very specific. Now think about it, guys. If you've ever helped mom or dad, build a piece of furniture, if you've ever helped them to install something on a car, it's very important that you do things the specific and the right way. I always think about brakes. If you are changing your brakes on your car, you want those to work. Brakes are one of the most important pieces on a car, right? They help you to stop. Otherwise, you can't stop. If you skip a step on installing your brakes, it could be disastrous. Now, this is peanut butter and jelly. It was meant to be funny, but writing very specific, correct, and very exact instructions is really, really, really important, okay? So here's what Mr. Holt and I want you guys to do. Now that you guys have seen the exaggerated, I love it when he drops the wrong end of the butter knife into the peanut butter. That always gets me every time. So today, I want you guys to write directions on how to make a sandwich. So below the link for this video and below the link for the YouTube that you just watched with the guy and his two kids is a Google Doc that you're going to use today and you're going to use all the rest of this week for writing, okay? So use that doc, the directions in there. I want you to write very specific instructions on how to make a sandwich of your choice. Doesn't necessarily matter if it's peanut butter and jelly, ham sandwich, or whatever the case may be. I want you guys, and it doesn't necessarily need to be even a sandwich, okay? It needs to be specific instructions on how to make something. Does that make sense? And it has to come from your words, okay? So I hope you guys, I want you guys to be focused on that. I want you guys to go ahead and get started on that. Remember, don't turn it in until the end of the week. Once you're done writing this instructions on how to make a sandwich or anything else that you can make on your own, then you can go ahead and do some other writing of your choice. As always, stay classy, Golden Eagles.